Hello, beautiful people. We have needy Siri today. Siri is so needy today. She's recovered fine. She's doing well. She's lovely. She's just very needy. Hello, beautiful people. Many of you have asked me what I use for my skin. Okay, I don't wear makeup. I have lupus. I very hardly ever wear it because I get a lot of the butterfly, which is the red thing, you know. Your skin gets really, really red. But I do use, when I use, this is my makeup really, and it's like, I don't use foundation either, but this would be it. This is Bioderma Photoderm Max 50 plus SUV, is it SUU or whatever? Here, this is the one that I use. I don't know if you can see it. It has a little bit of a tint. It's very light and it comes on your skin and it protects your skin as well. That's about it. And I use a bit of lipstick. And it's amazing. I usually sometimes when I go to the beach, I don't use that. So I only use it when I go out, you know, like today that I have to go out and do stuff and be in offices and stuff. But when I'm at the farm, I use the regular Bioderma, which is for oily skin. I don't ever use cream as sun protection because it clogs my pores. I have already oily skin. So I've always used gel, you know, gel based. It's the best. I've always thought, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I've always thought if it's like if you're thirsty, you don't drink oil, you drink water, right? So even if I had dry skin, I would still use gel based because I just find that oily substances or creamy substances, you know, clog the pores. But that's just me. Okay, and tomorrow the rice water thing is coming. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please help the channel grow. I want to thank you guys for keep posting. Apparently there are 3 channels. It's the same person, but apparently they're posting, they're using my image and stuff like that and asking people to contact them on Telegram or whatever. I don't know. I reported it to YouTube, but it's taking its time, obviously. I wanted to talk about, because where is Doria? You know, I started thinking, Meghan Markle said that Harry found a therapist. Meghan Markle has a Northwestern University degree, allegedly with 2 majors. Excuse me. I'm not saying that mental health doesn't impact people, but Meghan Markle is from California, and I'm pretty sure that she would know how to contact. She's a multimillionaire now because of Harry. You would think that she would be able, with all her contacts and connections, to actually call a proper doctor and schedule it. A lot of people even have the doctors come to your home when you're that wealthy, or now you go to their office. But it got me thinking that Harry got Meghan Markle is like a rescue thing, you know, from Iran or Iraq. And she called the therapist, and the therapist was at the supermarket checkout, and she could hear the beep, beep. Wait a minute, the psychologist or psychiatrist was too busy to look after her. I mean, at what time was she calling her to begin with? Because if this is a working therapist, that means that it could have been after hours, after she'd finished her working hours. You know, I started thinking about that because therapists usually are in their office during office hours, you know? So why would she be at a checkout supermarket counter? Because she had finished work and she was doing the shopping for her home. But that's just my thingy, you know. Number 1. But number 2, allegedly Doria is there with them, living almost with them, babysitting the children. And she is she has a master's in social, from what I understand, in social work. And she's a licensed therapist in the state of California for mental health. She specializes in geriatrics, which I'm going to get to this right now in a bit. So this is a woman who is in the medical listing, because when you are a licensed therapist, you have access to a lot of contacts and stuff like that. So you're telling me that Meghan Markle's mother, to whom she's so close, couldn't advise her daughter or find her a therapist, a qualified woman who is a licensed mental health therapist in the state of California, couldn't find Meghan a therapist? Is Doria really with her? Because if you're that close to your daughter and you see her mental health, you know, state of mind falling apart, you're not going to say, hey, daughter, you're not going to pull her apart. You know what, daughter, I can do that. Because as to Meghan Markle, her mental health state was so bad that it was visible to everybody. So we have her loving, grifter mother with her daughter. And this is a woman who supposedly babysits the children as well, or supervises, or whatever the hell it is that she does. Can we trust Doria? How can a mother who's forget being a mother, she's a licensed therapist, and she's in the presence of somebody that, according to Meghan Markle, her deterioration was so apparent to anybody around her. And yet nobody around her, nor her staff, nor anything could find her or say, you know what, we're going to contact this. Beverly Hills are the best therapists, Excuse me. Or she could have contacted, one of her A-lister friends like she claims she has. How about why didn't she phone Jay-Z and said, Jay-Z, can you please advise? Or Oprah, for crying out loud. Or Ellen. No. So Doria couldn't recommend her own daughter a therapist. Okay, people say, well, mother and daughter, they can't treat each other. Fine. But Doria is supposed to be trained to spot the signs. And Meghan Markle says that the signs were so obvious that, everybody could see how badly she was suffering. Yet her own mother, how can you be a mother, see your daughter suffering, you have the tools to help her. And if you don't want to help her, or if you can't help her because you're related, you find her somebody there. That's what a loving mother does. That's what a loving parent does. What do you guys think? Now, it shocked me that Doria is supposed to be a mental health therapist specializing in geriatric elderly. And she's standing by watching Meghan Markle and Harry abuse two elderly people. Actually 3, which are Prince Philip, the Queen, and Thomas Markle. And also Samantha Markle, who's a disabled woman, bound to a wheelchair because of multiple sclerosis. Sweetie, don't do that, sweetie. And she couldn't tell her daughter, you better stop, because what you're doing is seriously affecting the mental health of Harry's grandfather, your own father, Meghan, who supported you through everything, who's paid for you and me, because he supported Doria through a lot. He even found her a lawyer and paid for it when she got in trouble with the law, allegedly. So, are you telling me that that's the best Doria can do? That's the kind of therapist or therapy we can expect from Doria. The fact that she can sit by and watch Meghan and Harry abuse people, abuse their mental health. Because let's face it, what they've done. And this is one thing I don't understand. Please do tell me what you guys think. Now, the excuse that they're giving, that they're scrambling to fix stuff, is because out of respect to the Queen. And I've said this before in my other videos. So it's okay now now that the Queen is dead, after all the abuse they held. Yeah, she was elderly, but the stress does not help. I can tell you that. Now that the Queen is dead, now you want to respect her. Of course not. Of course not. What's happened is the royal family said you can't use that footage. We copyrighted that footage. You can't use it without our consent. And they're trying to scramble to see what they can use. Okay? And Harry is just frantically adding more stuff about perceived slights and more lies to his book. So we have Doria. What kind of a mother is Doria? To watch her daughter's mental health decline so vividly in front of her, and not even come with a phone number and say, Meghan, here, daughter, or bring a therapist, or take her out one day for lunch and say, you know what, the therapist shows up. And advise Harry and Meghan to quit abusing and bullying the elderly and the disabled in the form of the Queen, Prince Philip, Mr. Thomas Markle, and Samantha Markle. Along with, of course, a 3-year-old and a pregnant woman in the form of a beautiful little Princess Charlotte when she was 3 years old, and the Princess of Wales when she was pregnant with Prince Louis. Is this the best Doria can do? Is this the kind of person Doria is? And now, of course, she's quit her job, whatever job that was, and she's founded a Just Cash. I think it's an elderly home, but it's just with cash. She's the CEO of that company, and it was opened by Meghan Markle's agent. Is this the best we can do? Because let's face it, Meghan is following Doria's pattern. Is this how Meghan is with, if she has any children, her kids? Why? Where is she? Where did she get the $9 million, Doria, when she was broke and barely able to pay for a little home in California that she inherited from her father, who died in mysterious circumstances, by the way? So, please leave me your comments. Where is Doria? And is this the kind of mother Doria is?